Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded, and we're going into a siege in the beginning parts of this episode. I'm extremely excited about this because I haven't actually remembered to equip my mace in the last couple, and now I have. Oh yes, it's kind of a rarity, isn't it? Anyway, let's see what we can do with Bash Your Face, thanks. And I believe that our friend here is probably going to be easily able to do this without me. But I really wanted to experience this and maybe, just maybe, contribute a little bit to the overall effort here. And that is going to then provide us with yet another castle. There are only 3 towns that the Royalist Vlandians own. I'm actually just going to stand here while I go zoom zoom. Just going to wait until these guys get the ladders up, and then we're going to stop the zoom and then go up there ourselves and see what we can do. Obviously, I did increase my crossbow proficiency a huge amount in the previous episode, and we now have, well, I'm pretty sure the ability to almost one-shot or maybe even indeed kill people in one hit, which is definitely something that I would love to be able to do. So let's see whether we can do that, if there are any opportunities for me to shoot people from you know, a fair distance away. So, oh, hello there, sir. Bash your face. Okay. Oh, no, apparently that was not enough. Apparently I needed to do a little bit more bashing. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people coming in. This is fantastic. Absolutely amazing amounts of units coming in here. They're all raising their shields up, annoyingly enough. But look at that chest shot that we had right there. That was a significant... Look at that! 235 damage! That's actually insane. Because, do bear in mind, we are getting, I believe it is, I think 0.5% increased speed or damage. I'm not entirely sure which one is which at this point. But we are getting a significant damage and speed increase from this new perk. And it is going to make a huge difference to how effective my attacks with my crossbow are going to be. It is so incredibly funny how their ragdolls just go flopping all over the place. Anyway, let's see if I can see anyone up here. No, but there are a couple of people over there, and I'm going to say hi to them. Goodbye. Look at that, 209 damage. That is pretty amazing, actually. I'm super surprised that we're able to get such good damage. Bear in mind, though, that these guys are not exactly the most heavily armored in the entire world, so they are, of course, going to be quite simple for us to eliminate. Most of them are not even wearing helmets, and, well, you can kind of tell that that would be pretty easy for us to eliminate. It doesn't really matter whether I have decent crossbow skill or indeed the new perk. Anyway, the crossbow would probably be able to eliminate them even without it. So, you know, the real test is going to be when we actually start fighting against a vassal or something, or maybe a heavily armored unit, and then try shooting at that. Nice. There we go. I think the greatest test that we're actually getting here is the fact that I'm hitting people in the shoulder, in the chest, in the leg, and so on, and we're still dealing pretty much lethal damage, which I am loving, because that means that I basically get a one-shot every single time I fire a bolt, and that is what you want from your crossbow. You know, you don't want to be firing multiple bolts at the same opponent, because that generally is not what you really want from a crossbow. It's such a slow weapon most of the time that you really want it to just be the most efficient killer it possibly can be, and that is exactly what's happening, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, there we go. We helped him with the siege, and I'm now just going to be moving on. I'm not going to take any prisoners at this point because we do have an ally that can do that anyway, and we are pretty far away from any town. I mean, Kuyaz is kind of close, but I don't really want to go over there at this time, so we're just going to wait here. And then we're going to see where he goes. Ah, hello there. We have a bunch of other vassals in the area as well. So let me see if I can do something about that. And we're going to re-equip Ultimate Thruster. And we did level our one-handed proficiency to 175. So let's see what we got. Troops in your party start with +8 battle morale if you are outnumbered. That could be kind of useful. What else do we have? Troops in your party gain 5% more experience after each battle. And... wow, that's actually really good. What? Okay. Alright. Okay, so basically, the first perk here, which is troops in your party, start with +8 battle morale if you're outnumbered, that, in my opinion, that needs to be doubled or it needs to be changed in some way, because 8 is just not enough in comparison to this. Lead by example, the secondary perk in this one is troops in your party start battles with +5 battle morale. Doesn't have any kind of requirement whatsoever. It doesn't have the outnumbered requirement. It doesn't have anything like that. So if anything, this first perk here should be 10 battle morale, and it should give you double the amount that the other one does, because it has no stipulation. There's no stipulation of being outnumbered or anything like that. Also, the governor thing is really good, but I'm never usually going to be a governor of my own castles or towns, because I'm generally going to put a person that has the same culture as those places in there. So yeah, that doesn't really make any sense to me. So I'm actually just going to be taking lead by example. It just seems to give me the most overall benefit, and then we're going to move on. So I'd like to fight this guy if at all possible. Alright, well, you can kind of see that we're having a couple of difficulties here. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this, obviously. Calatilde is coming in too, but we do have Nicanor over there as well. So I don't really want to go into any kind of battle here, but I really do want to try and prevent... Ah, hello there. This might be good. Okay, here we go. I would like to get into a battle with this guy, if at all possible. Yes. Okay, so now even if they outnumber us, as you can see, we are actually outnumbered, but thankfully due to my troops being pretty decent, we are apparently going to do battle. Oh, look at this. This is very, very brave, or maybe indeed foolish of this fellow, but we're going to see how it goes. So let's move in here, see what we can do. I do have my polearm re-equipped, and where are we actually fighting right now? Oh, it seems like they're behind the tree line. Okay, well, that is not too big a deal. I'm not terribly big fan of this particular battlefield. I feel like it is maybe a little bit too conducive to cavalry, but it does have some great tree lines, as you can see right here, and they are very dense. So even if the enemy has a number of cavalry units, it's going to be pretty easy for our infantry, and maybe indeed our archers and thrown weapon users, to be able to defend themselves. So it shouldn't be too bad. Now, I do have to be a little bit careful about the enemy cavalry here myself, because, of course, I'm going to be the one mostly dealing with them. And let's just see if I can maybe... Oh, nice! Oh, that was a nice hit already. That's very nice. Ah, gotta be careful. Yep. Anytime you take out one of their mounts, they become 100% more effective. It's actually kind of strange how that happens, but, you know, they generally do tend to have great timing, and they are going to be able to do some pretty heavy damage as a result of that. Anyway, we're going to put these guys into a shield wall formation. Don't really mind if these guys try to do a little bit of glancing damage to me at the moment, but we're going to try and get our other forces down here as well. We're going to move these guys into a loose formation. We're going to move these guys into a loose formation as well, and I will try to do a little bit of pokey here. I do have, what is it, 271 actually in polearms, which is pretty good. Oh, these guys are actually fighting us already? Well, I suppose if they have to attack us at any time, this is probably the best time they could choose to do so. And I'm going to tell my forces to charge in here because, as you can quite clearly tell, I think we kind of need to. We are getting surrounded in almost every way here. I think I don't know whether I should change them from shield wall at the moment, because you can see here that they're still in shield wall formation as they move towards the opponent, which I never usually like that, because it makes it so that our forces move at a snail's pace and they can't really move around as much as I might like them to. So it might be a little bit problematic, but I think we're okay as long as I can continue to stay alive and do some damage here and there. I don't really mind if I deal good damage or not, as long as I'm dealing something. You know, over 50 damage points would be great. But we are losing a couple... Oh, hello there! That's a lot of enemy units. Okay. Nice. That was a nice chain attack from our polearm there. Maybe we can get some more. Thankfully, they did shoot me, but I'm still alive. That's all that really matters. And let's put these guys into a line formation so that they can actually start moving a little bit more freely. And we're going to start moving them towards the enemy archers. I do have to be a little bit careful of that, though, because taking them out of shield wall is maybe a little bit risky, but I think that due to the archers retreating here, we shouldn't have too much to worry about. So we don't need to leave them in a defensive formation too much. Alright, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's just make them go auto-delegate now. I don't think we really need to worry too much about anything else here. Unless these guys are going to start skirmishing all of a sudden, but it doesn't seem like they would decide to do that. I wish I could get more than one chain attack. That would be so nice, you know, being able to kill, what, 3 in a row or something like that. Yeah, I can usually get 2 in a row, but obviously it is just a 35% chance. So 35% chance, really not the greatest, but, you know. Yeah, realistically, you're not really going to even be able to do more than 1, I would say, in terms of a jousting, sort of lancing situation. Because it is just so heavy, you know, this thing is just crazy heavy and long and very, very difficult to control, but who knows? Maybe the strongest of warriors might be able to do it, who knows? Anyway, let's just... Yeah, there we go. Just try and take out the higher tier units. I'm trying to kill the ones with shields as much as possible, because the ones without shields are going to be easy pickings for most of our forces. And I believe that is indeed it. I'm just going to let them do their own thing, and we're going to go zoom zoom. And there you go. That's it. Fantastic. Look at that. We only lost a grand total of 12, which is really nice. And now we get to take them prisoner, but I'm not sure whether I should even bother to do that, because look at this guy. He's actually positive relation with me, which is very surprising, because this guy is actually someone that is a very valorous, honorable individual. Pretty happy about that. And he is indeed a member of Calatild's clan as well, so I think we have an opportunity here. If we can speak to Calatild alone at any point, I think we're going to have a really good shot of maybe convincing her to join our faction. If we can do that, that's going to be a huge swing of power in our favor, because most of the time, Calatild's clan, from previous experience, has been, shall we say, receptive to joining other people's factions, and especially the player characters' factions. I've done that before, and maybe we can have it happen again. That would be pretty fun, but unfortunately I can't do that at the moment, because she is, of course, in her own army. And that's obviously something that I don't particularly know in terms of the player base and the community of Bannerlord, whether that was a controversial decision at the time. But I do know that my opinion generally about that whole thing, changing the way that persuasion works, was a little bit sad to me, because obviously most of the time, if there are enemies that are going to be fighting you or generally going to be at war against you, they're mostly going to be in armies, and changing it so that you can't persuade, you know, vassals that are in armies to join your faction, that obviously is going to eliminate a lot of different avenues of alternate solutions to big problems, you know, like a massive army coming over here. Like this guy, for example, if I were to try and persuade them to join me, then the army would disband. And I think that's a really cool interaction. But the developers, they changed it, and now you can no longer persuade people. You can no longer persuade people to join you if they are part of an army. So that is obviously kind of sad. But, you know, that's the way they wanted to do it, because I guess they just didn't want the AI to be, well, taken advantage of in that respect, I guess. But anyway, let's just take a quick look here. Yeah, 0.5% damage increase for every single skill point after 200. That's the reason why we are able to do so much damage with crossbows now. Super nice to see that. And we do have another situation on our hands here as well. So I don't think we really need to worry about Calatild's army any further, because it seems like this guy is going to probably eliminate her, but I need to be very careful about this. Oh, hello. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need to be really careful about this, because I think that if I were to go after this fellow with the 188 troops, then I think the AI would not be fast enough to eliminate Calatild's army in time before Gudonhelde comes over here and provides reinforcements to Calatild. So I'm heading in here first to secure the victory, basically. That's all I'm really doing, just securing the victory and making it so that our armies do not potentially suffer a needless defeat, because it is more than likely that they would suffer a defeat at the hands of that new army that's rolling in. So hopefully we're going to be able to just win this up real fast, and then we'll see what we can do. I'm going to just go for an auto-delegate here because we do so dramatically have the advantage. I don't think I really need to worry about this too much, and I will try to eliminate Calatild as fast as possible. So let's see if we can do that. Oh, that was a nice hit, if ever I saw it. Thank you. Very nice. And let's see, where is she? She's somewhere around here. I don't know whether she's even going to be in the first vanguard. It's highly unlikely. Yeah, it's highly unlikely that she's going to be with the first scouting party, right? Yeah, I'm trying to get a clean shot here, but it's very difficult. Ah, there we go. The first guy to actually survive one of our shots to the midriff, or to, shall we say, to the torso area. That's pretty impressive. I would say that maybe I just hit him in the bad spot there. Maybe if I hit him in the chest or something like that, then it would have been a bit different, but who knows. Anyway, we're just going to continue here. Oh, that was a... What? Did I really miss that? Yes, I think I did. Let's not talk of it. Thank you. Alright, let's just go and do a little bit of couch lancing then. Seems like crossbow is not the way to go right now. Ooh, look at that! We got 3! We got a 3 chain kill. That's nice. I like it. Give me more of that, please. That is very enjoyable indeed. And that's the thing. I feel like the developers have gotten a really nice balance of what is enjoyable and satisfying in terms of the combat. Because combat is a very subjective thing. You know, some people might find, you know, different ways of doing combat fun, whereas others may not. And obviously that is the same here, but for me personally, I find Bannerlord's combat, especially with polearm fighting on horseback and the sound that you get when you hit with a crossbow or when you get a kill with your polearm, I feel like it's quite satisfying. Oh, and we actually have a death. I'm really surprised. Wow. Okay, I have no idea why she was killed here, but it is just a percentage chance, as I've said. It is very much more realistic than the base game, in my opinion, and I highly recommend downloading the, I believe it is Heroes Must Die. I think it is the Heroes Must Die mod, because it does make things believable, you know, because most of the time in the base game, vassals are going to get eliminated and they will have gotten shot in the face. And you'll think to yourself, oh, they got shot in the face, but they're still alive. Oh, well, okay. I mean, yeah, sure, from a gameplay standpoint, that is obviously going to be quite balanced, because you don't want every single vassal, because, let's face it, they're more than likely going to get eliminated, but you don't want every single vassal to be killed every single time they are taken out in a combat situation, because they are more than likely going to get taken out every single time, no matter what, because they're not the most smart of individuals, and generally they do tend to be quite reckless in their actions in these fights. So that is obviously something that the developers are looking at, but I feel like the chance in the base game should be increased slightly for NPCs to die, and obviously they don't give you a notification straight away that an opponent has died. They only tell you at the end. So I think it's cool. It adds that sort of dynamicism to things. Anyway, we gained 50 in tactics. I'm actually really embarrassed about my tactics skill at the moment. I mean, obviously I would be, because I have no focus points in it whatsoever, but let's just take a quick look here. Troops deal 10% more damage in simulations in snow and forest. Well, I'm not really going to be fighting in forest or snow, because I'm nowhere near Stygian? Stygian? No, Sturgian territory, and I am also relatively far away from Botania, so we will probably not be taking that, but I will be taking this one, which is about fighting in plains, steppes, and desert terrains. So yeah, we'll take that one. That seems much better, and that is of course a simulation bonus as well, so it's not even giving me a bonus in real-time combat or anything like that. Okay, we have to be a little bit careful now. So let's see what happens. This guy's gonna run away. We can vote for the owner. Let's vote for the owner here. So let's have a look. 64, 100, 100. Okay, I'm gonna vote for this guy. And we're gonna vote with 100 influence here because I want to level up my charm skill. Yeah, wow, that only gave me 2. Are you serious? Only gave me 2 skill points. I was hopeful for at least 5, but okay. Apparently, they don't want to give me that much. Let's take a look at my charm skill, actually. It is not even maxed out. As you can see, I don't even have 5 focus points in it, so it's no wonder that we only gained 2 skill points from it. But, oh well, never mind. Okay, so Seago is obviously running away right here. These guys are going to raid the nearby village. And Gifor surrendered. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I'm not entirely sure about that. And let's, you know, just for interest's sake, let's actually take a look at the composition of Gudrunhilda's party, because you never know whether they have anything, you know, completely fantastic or just absolutely awful stuff. So let's have a look. They do have some veteran arbalistas, and they do have some other high-tier units, but nothing really amazing. The most notable thing that you have to take into account here is that they have 72 serfs, and they also have a number of levy infantry. Over 100 of them, actually, of those included in the army. But of course, other armies that our people are leading as well, they also have a similar composition, I would assume. So if we take a look at these guys, you can see here that they have... How many recruits do they have? They only have 12. That's very different. Yeah, I think that would actually be okay. They might be able to do something here. Could you, Oh dear. I don't really want to be close to that army. Thank you very much. That would be pretty awful. Okay. Oh, are they actually going to go in? Okay, they're actually... No. Okay, they're going in. Ah, this is a bit problematic, isn't it? Okay, this is really, really problematic because this is 733 against 418. I don't know whether this is going to be a victory. Could you come over here? Yes, there we go. Could you... Are you serious? Nicanor, what are you doing? You absolute imbecile. Look at him. He is not bothering to go in. Okay, Mirko, come over here. Mirko, yes. This is absolutely perfect. Yes. Okay, that's... Oh, no, look. They're running now. We have them on the run, fellows. Let's do this. There we go. That is exactly what we wanted. Okay. So, now, this is a fantastic situation. I think we probably would have been able to achieve victory even if the other army did not come along, but I actually wanted Nicanor to go in before me, because obviously he's not going to join otherwise, and then that would be a waste of manpower. But, as it stands, thankfully Mirko's army came along, and we now don't have to worry too much. And I say too much because the combat strength, as you can see from the top there, is still kind of even still.
Everyone, follow your sergeants!
Seems like we have a death from the opponent there. Oh yes, Mirko was able to eliminate Coleman, which I very much appreciate. That's very nice. Usually we are not kind of witness to those things that often, but it seems like a lot of the opponent and their vassals are being eliminated slowly but surely, which I, well, very much like to see. I mean, you know, usually those things, they're very rare, but thanks to the mod, obviously that is making a big difference. Ah, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Really don't want to be in a situation where I'm gonna get myself shot in the face. Oh, we lost someone. Was that us? Yeah, that was us. Yeah. Okay, we lost someone, but that is to be expected, I suppose. That is, I suppose, to be expected. But it is a bit, I don't know. I don't know whether I really mind about that. I've never heard of that guy, so he might be an extremely useful vassal, or he might be one of those that you don't really mind. So, we'll see what happens after this. Yeah, now this is really bad. I don't know whether you can tell, but the enemy has a fantastic position on this hilltop here, and they are making things very, very difficult for me. Or shall we say for my units, because not for me, so to speak. You know, I'm able to get up here very easily indeed, thanks to my horse being so incredibly fast. Ooh, that was a nice chain kill right there. That is exactly what we want to see. And now, I'm thinking, shall we go for some manual attacks? I think manual attacks might actually be a little bit more effective some of the time if I don't run myself into the tree. If I run myself into the tree, then yes, that gives me a very good chance of dying. Because do bear in mind that I have a 3% chance, just like everyone else, to actually die. Like, really die. But, yeah, hopefully that's not going to happen for me. Oh no, we lost one of our companions. Ah, oh well. As I say, well, ever since Pelosaur, I feel like most companions are not particularly, well, not particularly notable, shall we say? And it's not that big a deal if they do get themselves eliminated. Oh, wow, that's a lot of enemies coming in here. Okay, I've got to be very careful. I might actually die. I might actually die. Need to be a little bit careful. Yeah, so my main strategy for me specifically in this fight was just to try and focus on the cavalry, at least in the later parts of this battle, because I'm finding that if I do go up against the infantry or the archers, yeah, the archers are definitely going to be easy pickings mostly, unless they obviously shoot me in the face, but generally they're going to be quite simple for me to eliminate. But the main issue that I'm seeing right here is that the horse archers and the various lancers that the enemy has available to them are being quite elusive and very difficult to eliminate. for my own forces to deal with. So that's the reason why I'm kind of trying to focus on them a little more, even though I'm not exactly the greatest at eliminating enemy cavalry, especially when they are moving around in such, shall we say, unpredictable patterns. That is obviously thanks to the AI module that I installed, because it does make things a little bit more dynamic, and they do change what they do in comparison to the base game. It will be very difficult for me to eliminate these infantry as well. Those infantry, and generally any infantry that have a possible secondary weapon as a polearm, which most people apparently do, are going to be very dangerous. And they are not to be underestimated. That is all I could say. Unless you are in possession of extreme skill or a very long polearm, so you can beat them, you know, just from sheer length, then you might have some difficulties. Nice. That was a nice kill right there too. And maybe we can just eliminate a couple more of them. Ah, he switched. Did you see that? He switched from his bow to his polearm. He's actually a hybrid right there. He's using a polearm and a bow. And you know what I'm going to do? I think we're just going to go zoom zoom. I don't think I'm going to have too many difficulties here, because I think most of the time it is just horse archers remaining, and I don't think we really need to worry too much about them. As you can see. There we go. Not too bad. And, yeah, it's a little bit too fast for me to actually control my own character while that's happening. So, yeah, there we are. Only a handful of units were still remaining there. And you can see there's a lot of people that did get themselves eliminated. I'm actually not entirely sure. Was this one of ours? I don't think so. Let's take a look. So far, I'm not seeing his name. Oh, it was! Oh no, we lost one of our own. Oh dear. Okay, well that's actually pretty awful. Yeah, that is actually pretty bad, but okay. I mean, we can't really do much about it, can we? This guy is... Oh, look at that. The leader is dead. Okay, well, we're going to let him go nevertheless. Same thing with her. Need to make sure that we're below -50. Take the loot. And we'll get out of there. There we go. The loot is obviously going to be super, super useful and indeed valuable to us. But now we've eliminated those armies. What do the Royalist Vlandians actually have available to them? Probably not much. As you can see, they only have 1,800. We have 5,800. We should theoretically have an overwhelming advantage now. And you can see here that we are not even considering making peace. 0% of people want to do that, which is fantastic. And hopefully we will not be making peace with them anytime soon, because I'm pretty sure we could take Ortisia. I'm hoping that this army is going to try and move on and take that, or at the very least take this castle over here and try and eat into the territory that they have over on the western coast. Anyway, we'll see if that happens. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.